Namaskaram Masters. Namaskaram Master E.K. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Jnananandamayam Devam Nirmala Spatikakrutim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivam Upasmahe. Yavat all spiritual people of India and world, I am congratulating to celebrate. Today is a great day for the world population. It is nothing but the Engineers Day. Engineers Day to be celebrated, but many people doesn't know who is an engineer. That is the problem of specifically in India. So 1 year back, I have presented a video regarding the Engineers Day, the same 1 year ago. But how to understand this? But engineering is a separate and isolated branch the people are thinking because of for getting the jobs, etc. So we have to pay the tributes to our legendary engineer, Sir Mv Visvesvaraya. His which personality belongs to the Karnataka or the Telugu people, or it is doesn't matter. So as a legendary engineer of the Indian, be Indian, and we have to be proud to be he is an engineer who steered the entire engineering system of the world. So I want to present certain things. The day of engineers is the day of the world population. Man cannot flourish without the education. Flourish himself. He cannot flourish himself without the education. So with education, the education is a totality of several branches, several things, several kinds of knowledge. This is the admixture of the. So that admixture where it is possible is nothing but the science and technology. Science and technology. So in India, we are celebrating, that's why. The engineering is the branch of science and technology, deals with the application of science and maths for the problem solvation. Once again, if you go to the what is a problem, how it is a problem, and this is a long and man has to innovate himself to what is a problem, because in his daily life he is getting so many problems of himself and all surroundings. So it is his personal duty to respond which is a problem, which is not a problem. He should not be himself as a problem to the problem. That is the main root cause for all problems of in the world. Though man is the educated, but he has to steer up the inner self. Why? Because of inner self was not awakened in any education. That is the one of the cause for the flourishing of the branch to be, or the education to be submitted to the all world glory. So unless and until the education awakens the human being to the higher levels, he will be a problem to the society. So engineering has no exception. Engineering has no exception. So it means in the society, problem is a common phenomena. It's not only the men and atmosphere and etc. etc. Man has to be identify the problem and come with a solution. That is the suitability of engineering. Anybody can pick out the problem. This is the problem. But a person who comes with a problem with solution is the right person to the engineering. Otherwise, he is not an engineer. So, such personality has lived for every occasion in British India and in India, whatever it might be, wherever he goes, he is the legendary, A A proper education is essential for them. Problem solvation and thinking phenomena, etc. are required for the and the world is mathematics. All calculations are mathematical calculations. The world alone. For example, the mathematics is the key subject for all subjects means the suppose the unmanifested is manifested. I said the one word, one phrase. Unmanifested is manifested. How many forms? So that is the unmanifested and manifested. Already it has become two. One is unmanifested and one. Suppose the circle is there. One sector has drawn with 30 degrees angle. So what about the remaining 330 degrees? That is the manifestation is 30, unmanifestation is 330. So how many people will understand this? Sectorial theory. So that is in the population also. The sectorial theory. This was one personality has clearly realized and he is utilizing his he is submitting to the political people, he is minting money. No, everybody knows it. But he cannot be an engineer. That I am proudly saying. And closer to the sensation of universal to amalgamate all these things. What not to do, what to do. That is the primary request, primary requisition for engineer. What to do, what not to do. Suppose if you want to construct the dam, what are the possibilities of after outcoming of the dam? What are the happenings, and is it useful for the people or not, and etc. These are the things to be discussed properly, and also he has to think and present it. So how far the engineers were successful means the science and the science on one side and engineering on another side. Suppose scientific sense has invented the plastic, the engineering has technology has presented with many obligations were served in the world, but what is the ultimate? The ultimate of the plastic is presently we are suffering. We are suffering in the land and out of the land also. The water and water out of the water, air and out of the water. So Panchabhutas are the main principles of key principles for this universe. We should not make it. So that is what for whom they have evolved, for the man and other living beings. But man ignored the other living beings, and he is taking over all other beings and also the entire universal principles of 108 elements are plus some elements also, the compounds, etc. So the physically and mentally and society has to, the health sector was ignored by the engineers, many engineers. But science, even the pharmacy people also ignored the health sector, and they are for their whatever this these pharma people and the doctors also with their methods they are inventing the drugs and drug dust principles, drug technology, drug dust technology. So ultimately health is ruining. If health is ruining, how? Suppose if a personality who has suffered with diabetics in juvenile Britain, how long he will survive that baby? How long that child will survive? Who will think about these things? So that's why engineer is required for these solutions. And what to do? Biotechnical, technological engineering and genetic engineering. So many branches were developed. Branches for the not for the purpose of the getting the job. It is their ethical values were involved in every action of the human being. That should be learned by the engineer. Regarding the history of engineering, older or golden branch of this engineering is nothing but the civil engineering. That civil engineering is the great Neela of Ramayana and Maya of Mahabharata era. And these are the things, if we go into the depth, so many engineers will be available. And that we can't get it because that time is different, this time is different. Time always varies, but the place never varies. Place is the perfection, and time and place is perfection. He is to be perfect by the human dignity. and fundamentally world indications to the bioscience mechanisms are ultimately it's going to the bio wars. So in this technology was not involved, in this engineering is not involved. My heartful question to all over the world. So developed concepts were the whether it is the required for the human beings glory or the living, and these are the things to be external. And only the jobs. Okay, no doubt the require money is required, but how far money is the not only survives the human being. Though so many health insurance sector was there, health sector was there, health and insurance sector was jointly going together, but ultimately the what happens to the human being, living sense of the human being, living sense, where it is not out of the world, it is inner world of the human being. So that's why every human being is an engineer, every human being is an health principles. So man and the body, man and his body has contained so many organs. They are not organs like an engineering, how an engineering is create some organs in the motor part, but they are not equal. They may be supposed to be a design of the which is in the present in his. Suppose a chemical reactor, liver is a big chemical reactor. It is a big scanner. So these are the things to be understood. But everything is going into the branching, and going in a, so suppose at point of we draw 360 degrees. Is it correct? Point at 360 degrees only. I will tell innumerable rays can be drawn, innumerable rays can be evolved. I am assuring this, we can't count it. Galaxy, any stars, anybody will count. So which engineer will count? So the God is the greatest engineer, ever engineer for eras and eras and eras. So these are the things. So ethics is the greatest cause for the man's calamities. So ethics, lack of ethics. So we are having business ethics, human values and professional ethics, and so many engineers are teaching all these things. But how many engineers are understanding? How many pharmacists are understanding? How many teachers are understanding all these things? This is my not only the my criteria, the common man's cry, common man's hunger. So who will provide it? So please kindly understand, but at the same time some statistical data is essential for that engineering. So now there's 3,000, more than 3,500 engineering colleges are existing, and 3,400 polytechnics are existing in this NITs and IITs, etc. Every year among the 2.2 lakhs of more than 2.2 lakhs. These calculations were 2 years ago might be, so more than 2. But at the same time, present I came to know that software engineering also suffering. The reasons are the man or the technology. The existing engineers has to come with that, check this problem and to solve themselves for the further going, etc. So these are the very long, so many graduates are coming up, but how many graduates are successful in their career and also the, but unfortunate thing is many are engineers also going towards the pervertism and negative thoughts in the society, and some may be negative to the society and also the country. It is very unfortunate. All the people, legendary people, has to come forward to solve this problem. And until that, the engineering is in a black market branch of technology in this world. So please kindly, all the legendaries and also the PhD is not the criteria. PhDs are not criteria. So the human awakening is essential for any education. That education only flourish that education will give something to the world. So kindly provide, all the engineers has to think up and provide something to the goodness for the society. Thank you, one and all.